I just wanted to check in and say hello. I've got baby in hand, so we'll see how this goes. But it's been a while since I've talked about Aalden, and actually it's been about almost a year since I came up with this story, and I haven't really shared a ton about it. A bunch of videos back talked about his kind of intro, but not at all the meat of the story. I have lots of notes written. I just haven't written it down in story form yet, but I thought I'd talk a little bit about his character anyway. He is what most would call an otaku, excuse me, I can't talk right now. He was born in the US, but orphaned and doesn't know his family origins. And if you want to know more about that, I do talk about that in my other video way back. He kind of is not too sure what he wants to do with his life. He is now a college grad, and that's kind of where I left you guys last with him. And I'm going to tell you a little bit what happens after that. Let's see. First, let me show you some of the things in his little area here. He loves collecting fairy tales, and I have June, July, August because this takes place during the summer. He has one of his little folders from school. He has a little bowl of ramen and some root beer, and he is actually in an attic right now. Okay, so basically, once he graduates from school, he doesn't know what he's going to do, so he's kind of floundering that whole summer. He is just playing video games, playing RPGs, and doing things where he feels, well, maybe I can accomplish something here. There's people depending on me, even though it's in the video game realm. And so he's doing that. He's watching his animes. He's doing all these different things. He happens to be checking his email when suddenly on the sidebar, you know how creepily somehow Yahoo, Google, all those places know like all the things you're interested in, like things you've looked up on Amazon, or you know, things like that, like, oh, you liked this bracelet, so I'm going to send you to this website. Well, he had been looking up lots of Japanese things, and suddenly he found on the sidebar of his email a link to a program that enabled you to teach English overseas in Japan. And so he thought, why not? I'm going to give that a try. And he set straight away to applying for it. And long story short, he got in at the nick of time, at least his resume. And through a series of events that occur that I will elaborate on later, he does get accepted. And it's kind of on an emergency basis, and he has to go straight away. For him, that is a blessing, because he does not know what else he's going to do with his life at this point. So, fast forward, he's been doing that, teaching English in Japan, for 3 years now. He's at the end of his visa. It's about to expire, and he only has a few months left. So he decides to go on a little trip that many of his students had done reports on. Sorry, I'm like rocking a baby. And I can't remember the name of it right now. I will get back to you on that. But there's a little town to the north of Tokyo that he thought would be really great to just kind of spend his last couple of months in Japan before he had to go back to the United States. And that's where the story really begins. He's wandering. He doesn't know what he wants to do with his life still. He's at the end of a really great and fun time, but he just still doesn't know what he wants to do with his life. So The next scene is he's in the middle of a field, like a rice paddy field, outside of the home where he's staying, like his host family, because he's actually staying with an elderly couple who actually are very important to my story, but I'll get into them another time. And he's walking out in the rice paddies outside of this beautiful little home that he's been staying in, and suddenly he feels this, he smells something. He smells kind of like an ocean breeze, but he's not near the ocean, and he feels the tousle of his hair, and he looks behind him. What's behind me? There's nothing. And so he walks a little bit longer, and, you know, kind of thinking about his future, and then he feels it again, and he smells the smell, and it's like, what's going on here? This isn't normal for this area. The trees aren't moving, and yet his hair is being tousled like there's a mighty wind. Still, he dismisses the wind and the strange things that are going on, and since it's getting dark, he decides to go back to this place that he's staying with these two mysterious old people. Now, it's a little bit hard to explain since I haven't really written it down and my thoughts are kind of scattered, but something draws him to this attic, and I'm still working out the story bugs and things like that, but there's an important reason for it, and come to find out later in the story, there's an actual rip in time and space, and there's an actual tear like right above where this old couple is staying, and Aalden unknowingly stumbles upon it. At first he doesn't see it, he just feels something coming from somewhere, and it only seems to be affecting him, and there's also a reason for that. And he basically finds himself traveling to a parallel dimension on this same Earth, but it's like it's hard to explain. It's like a parallel existence, one you can't see. You can't see them, they can't see you, but it's happening. It's happening simultaneously. However, their passage of time is different than ours. And it's going to sound a little bit confusing because I'm trying to give you a lot of information at once. But anyway, this is how Aalden gets introduced into a parallel realm. He is an unlikely hero. Alice doesn't like this story. He's an unlikely hero, but with courage and strength and determination, he comes to discover who he is, and ends up helping another set of people, and discovering there's much more to life than just his own pure existence. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed that. There's way more that I wish I could share with you, but I can't right now. So I'm gonna leave it at that, and I'm gonna write my thoughts down a little better, and hopefully I'll be able to share a little more with you soon. Have a good day. Bye.